understand why some of these monuments have been taken down, and I've been very consistent with my opinions on this. If it is a statue or the name of an individual who endorsed slavery, who owned human beings, I don't think they should be in this country. I don't think we should look up to people like that. It's not erasing history. That's why we have history books. That's why your kids go to history class. You can be educated on who these people were and their history. It's not erasing anything. I just think when you put your name on a building, just like a street corner, when you put your name on something, it should be a positive thing, and it should be looking up to those people in a positive light. You know, you don't see any Hitler statues in this country. No, because Hitler was an evil, murderous dictator who killed 7 million Jews. That's why. Now, am I comparing Adolf Hitler to some of these statues, some of these people? Well, in a sense I am, because some of these people did murder people, they owned black people, and they endorsed slavery. Now, while I've been very consistent on that opinion, we have this story that now came out, the bronze Hey Reb statue. It was removed on Tuesday. Make no mistake about it. In my personal opinion, the Hey Reb statue has nothing to do with slavery, and it has nothing to do with any of that stuff. You know, the school's Rebels nickname and mascot are still in place, at least for now, but that might change too. So I wanted to bring on the air with us, not only is he one of our producers here who does a fantastic job, but he's also a Rebel grad, and he has a lot of history and a lot of knowledge when it comes to what the Hey Reb actually is. So I want to bring on our producer, Sean McCullum. Sean, thanks for coming on with us, my man. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. How are you guys doing?
Good, Sean. So I know you are very passionate about this issue. You graduated from UNLV. You know a lot of history when it comes. In fact, this is I don't know if anyone else in this city has what you have. You actually have a Hey Reb tattoo on your shoulder. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's correct. I graduated not quite 10 years ago, and that was a little graduation gift to myself. You know, I've lived here my whole life. I'm a proud Vegas native. Been here all 31 years, and so I got that tattoo as a little tribute to my passion of my city and my alma mater.
Okay, so you're the perfect person to talk about this then. All right, so give me a little history on what the Hey Reb is, and why do you think they removed it, and do you think it was right or wrong?
So to sum it up, a little brief history. As I've mentioned before, UNLV started back in 1957 as Nevada Southern University. I believe it was either 1961 or 1960 that they actually became the University of Nevada, Las Vegas as a satellite campus. And what that means for all listeners who may not know is they branched out. Obviously, the University of Nevada, Reno, a.k.a. UNR, started up in 1864, I believe. UNLV became a research institution not too long ago, but back in 1961, they changed the name to the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, and coined the nickname the Rebels. And the whole meaning behind that was they were rebelling against the North. And in this case, not the Civil War, the North meaning the school up north, their rival, a.k.a. the Wolfpack. And to answer your question, Brian, personally, I think they should keep the Hey Reb mascot, the Run Rebels nickname for basketball, and Rebels for all other sports. To me, it has no ties to the Civil War. It actually kind of spun out of control by some students back in the day who wanted to tie it to the Confederacy. But if you actually look on the UNLV.edu official website, they actually state it has no ties to the Confederacy, and it was not bred, the nickname, out of any Confederate talks.
All right, so I agree with you. We agree on this. So tell me, who are these people, these students, my understanding, this organization on campus that pushed the university, and I guess it worked, to take the statue down? Who are these people that are doing this?
You know what? I can't say. I have no knowledge of it firsthand, but I can guarantee you this whole council culture we're going through right now had 100% to do with it. And there were some talks in the past, Brian, and some rumblings of getting rid of the nickname and taking down the statues. But it really came to fruition, especially now with the whole Black Lives Matter movement. And last week, the news of Confederate statues across the country, predominantly in the South, being taken down. So I believe the university caved, and it's just my personal opinion. The president took down the statue the other day with no students on campus, summer school not being held due to the corona pandemic, and not even gauging. The biggest thing I have, the biggest beef, so to say, I have is, not asking the students' opinions, not asking them to weigh in, or even conducting a poll. She just did it, and then about 3 hours later puts out a statement saying why she did it.
And I think, guys, I do remember this being in the news going back to at least last fall, where the Native Americans Association on campus wanted that statue removed. Now, I don't know what exactly their offense was to it, But I do know that at least that organization on campus has been wanting to take that down for some time.
Well, I'll tell you what, brilliant decision-making on UNLV. First, you hear the brilliant decision on trying to get more fans in the arenas to give them free tacos. That was the athletic director, Francois' brilliant decision made. Boy, that really worked out very well. And now the president of the university taking down the statue of the Hey Reb. Maybe we could put that statue in the arena because maybe we'd have at least 100 people showing up to basketball games. I mean, this is really a joke. This is a sick joke. There is a fine line, okay, between somebody who endorsed slavery or the Confederate flag and then talking about the Hey Reb statue. There is absolutely zero, and I mean zero, correlation to that. And the fact that the president took this down, I'm sorry, I'm just going to call it for what it is. He's a wussy for doing what he did.
And Hey Reb is, Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, Hey Reb is not really based on anybody per se. He's just kind of a symbol of the rebellion spirit, right? I mean, he's a cartoon character for all intents and purposes, right?
Absolutely, and Jason, you're absolutely correct. Believe it or not, there's two creators. The one that sticks out in my mind, Mike Miller, who created Hey Reb back in 1983. Mr. Miller,
not the basketball
actually
player,
made him out to be a mountain man. And for example, he has no ties whatsoever to the Confederacy. Again, it was the South rebelling against the North, aka a friendly rivalry. And I will say to speak, he actually made him out to be an explorer, the Fremont Cannon, what the UNR and Rebel football team battle for every year. He actually coined the term Hey Reb of actually him exploring the West and rebelling about being stuck in the predominantly southern roots. But he's for all intents and purposes, Jason and Brian, he is a mountain man.
Well, I think UNLV should explore, the people who are running that university should explore their stupidity. That's what I think. And by the way, when you mentioned Mike Miller, not to be confused with the Mike Miller that I wanted to be the UNLV basketball coach, the former Olympian. Not that Mike Miller. Hey, Sean, you are quite the historian, my friend. I appreciate your feedback on this stuff, and thanks for joining us, all right?
It was my pleasure. Thank you, gentlemen.